Everything in life comes back like a boomerang, both good and evil. Do not do mean things to anyone, because retribution will surely come for you, and who knows how it will affect your life. Dino worked for one of the oil companies in the United States. He was a great guy and a good employee. He had a lot of experience, knew his work perfectly, and made decisions instantly if something suddenly went wrong. His work was well paid, but he lived modestly and saved his salary. When Dino had the required amount, he used all the money he saved up to pay for a modern condominium. The young man had reliable friends, but for some reason he was unlucky in love. But Dino did not lose heart and believed that he would meet his soulmate. Soon he met a blonde with an appearance like an actress. His best friend Josh immediately stated that such girls only want money from men and that Andrea is spoiled and selfish. Dino was in love and did not want to believe that. The beauty moved in with Dino. The young couple treated each other tenderly and reverently, and the man wanted to marry Andrea as soon as he earned enough for a gorgeous wedding. Once, when Dino went on a business trip, he left Andrea his bank card so that she could manage the household with his money. However, the cardholder began to receive strange bank statements. Dino was surprised to see that a bill for one trip to the grocery store was more than $300, and 2 days later another $200 was withdrawn from the card. $500 for just a few days? That's very strange, he thought. It is simply unrealistic to spend such an amount on food for one person. Then he remembered that Andrea took part of the amount in cash and likely spent it on something that she did not want her boyfriend to know about. Dino suspected the girl of cheating. To check the loyalty of his beloved, he unexpectedly returned 2 days sooner from his business trip. He was right. He saw his beauty in the bedroom with another man. He kicked Andrea's boyfriend out of the door, gave her $50 and told her to move out immediately. She tried to persuade Dino that she loved him and begged for his forgiveness. Then she started cursing him. He even had to call the police to expel the unworthy woman from the apartment. This story would not have continued if Andrea had calmed down, but she was terribly angry because she had lost a home and easy money, so she decided to take revenge. Dino idolized his brand new Chevrolet Monte Carlo. Returning from work one day, he was shocked. His shiny, snow-white car was parked outside the house with punctured tires and broken windows. The windshield was cracked from the hard impact of a can of red paint, and all the paint spilled over the car in bright, bloody smudges. The guy's friends were also shocked when they found out about it, and he knew very well who had mutilated his car. Anyone else would have immediately rushed to punish the culprit, but not Dino. He remembered the famous phrase, "Revenge is a dish best served cold." Almost 6 months passed. The sister of one of Dino's friends, Nancy, was Andrea's friend. Nancy told Dino that Andrea was going to get married soon. Then the future bride received an anonymous letter. From the envelope, Andrea took out a photograph of Dino's damaged car, a photograph of her wedding dress, a ketchup packet, and a piece of paper on which was written red on white. The bride was indignant. She realized that Dino wanted to ruin her wedding. Nancy let Dino know where Andrea was going to buy her wedding gown, so he approached the salesperson and offered him $100 for a small favor. He only needed to call the bride and invite her to the shop to choose a red trim for her dress. Within 20 minutes, the angry woman rushed into the store. The seller shrugged his shoulders innocently. "Your fiancé called us and ordered red lace for your white dress." Andrea got even more angry. Her wedding dress would be hopelessly ruined. She was sure of it. Nancy secretly told her sister that Dino's friend was working in the restaurant where the wedding would take place. The sister immediately told Andrea, who crossed out all the ketchup and tomato dishes from the menu at once. She was terribly afraid that one of those plates would tip over onto her white wedding gown. Dino's plan continued. One evening, 30 bright red lipsticks were delivered to Andrea at once. They came from Amazon and were paid by credit card, so it was impossible to find out who had ordered them, but Andrea knew perfectly well who sent her such a surprise. Then, in a couple of days, the bride found a bright red marker under the wipers of her car. It was secretly put there by a man hired by Dino. The wedding day was approaching, but it seemed that it was a no longer happy event and became more and more annoying for Andrea. She clearly imagined an embarrassing event to happen at her wedding, but she only wanted to be gorgeous on this amazing day. Dino did not want to spoil the celebration for the guests, but the girl had to pay for her adultery. At the wedding, the bride was so nervous and acted so weird that many people thought she was mentally ill. Andrea demanded all the red flowers be removed from the hall and would not allow people with red drinks to approach her. She shied away from every guest and waiter, expecting revenge from her ex-boyfriend any moment. But Dino did nothing at all. He simply infuriated her, causing her to embarrass herself in front of her guests. The wedding went very badly for her. She fought with a lot of people and presented herself as a very unpleasant person. The guests thought that she was just crazy. When Andrea lied to Dino and used his money and then spoiled his car, she was not ashamed. On the day of the wedding, she paid for everything in full, and Dino didn't have to spend a dime. Life usually does such things to people who think that they can get away with anything.